that, well, as you folks know, I started the Exploratory Committee back in April, and said at that time, it was for undisclosed statewide office, said at that time that should the governor choose not to run, I would seriously consider. Her timing sort of surprised us, and frankly, so did her decision, at least for me. I did not anticipate her getting out of the race, and certainly not at that time. So November 9th, given what I had said and what I had believed, I went about the task of exploring, doing some soul searching, as I said, internally and externally. I visited a lot of places around the state, a lot of people in Republican town committees, voters in general, but most importantly, it always came down, as I've tried to live my life, excuse me, family first. And we have had, my son is with me here today, we've had many, many hours of soul searching and discussions. And we've come to the conclusion that this is not the right time for me to enter the race for governor. It is the kind of effort, I think, that needs everyone's involvement, certainly from a family point of view. It is a full-time commitment. And given where our family is at this point, I have a daughter who's recently been transferred to London, England, my eldest daughter with her employment. My son is leaving, graduating the George Washington University, about to start his life fresh. My youngest son is graduating Brian McMahon this spring and be pursuing college. And my wife's career as well is rather demanding at this time, and we decided as a family that this was not the time to go forward with such a, frankly, a massive commitment of running for governor. I will, however, seek the nomination for state representative for the 142nd again, and should the voters of Norwalk have me, and my colleagues in the House have me, I'd like to return as Republican leader. Another big factor in my decision was the times we find ourselves in. These are, by no exaggeration, the worst fiscal times we've ever faced in the state of Connecticut. And I take my job very, very seriously as Republican leader, putting together alternative proposals to that of the majority, frankly, keeping their feet to the fire, keeping them honest. Even the governor herself will, I'm sure, tell you that I have been very consistent in making sure that we as a state are doing the right thing. We have a session that's coming up in February, if not more special sessions between now and then. For instance, today we have one at 2 o'clock. That is going to take all of our efforts and full concentration to be engaged in a gubernatorial race, a statewide race at that time, would take my focus away from what I consider a very, very important task. So it's for that reason, and primarily the family considerations, that I've chosen not to seek the nomination for governor.
So I'm sure this will surprise a lot of people.